Just be here going back to a new Gumball review, and if you didn't see the last one, go and check it out. And we are back with the first 2 episodes of season 6. We are on the the last season of Gumball. Well, again, I say the last season of Gumball until the revival. I'm not sure when the revival is happening, but yeah, we are getting a season 7 of Gumball. Not sure when exactly, but they are bringing back the Could be sometime next year, probably. I can probably guarantee. But yeah, we have made it to season 6 of Gumball. Currently the last season of Gumball. We have now began. And I can just say, these first 2 episodes to start the season is quite interesting. For real. These first 2 episodes to start season 6 is quite interesting. And that's hard to believe, too, to say that we're in season 6 of Gumball. But yeah, it starts with Richard and Nicole rushing in the car, because we have 4 years ago, where Nicole is pregnant with NIEs, and they're trying to rush to the hospital. And little Gumball and little Darwin are saying how excited they are to have a baby sister, and how they'll have somebody to be able to play with the princes that they've been doing, and also to be able to invite their friends to their wedding. Which, yeah, that's a little awkward. Inviting NIEs as friends to their wedding. And, yeah, I don't see how this works, but, of course, Nicole can't, get out of the car because she's due now. So, Richard literally drives through the hospital, and, yeah, they're able to have NIEs. Like, he literally drives through the hospital, out through the visitors area, and has NIEs. And she's all sweet-like, but no, she has this evil face. Like, good lord, this face that she is gonna constantly make. Like, this shows how evil NIEs is. Or, at least how evil she was when she was a baby. Like, she reminds me of Susie on Phineas and Ferb. You see, looking at her character, you'd think it's all sweet and innocent, but no, when it comes to how she treats Candace on the show, yeah, there's definitely something evil on the inside. And this goes with NIEs as well. Even when it came to after she was born, she had an evil side to her. And she literally throws Gumball and Darwin into cement. Out of the car into cement. And yeah, they make it back home. And they see this mama bird pushing an egg off of the nest. And eating a shark. Which, yeah, of course we don't say that, or say a shark eating its babies before they were born, or before they were hatched, and yeah, them just having the expressed look on their face, and them going to NIEs, and she draws a picture of, oh, it looks cute, right? It looks cute. NIEs drew a picture of Richard and Nicole, but where is Gumball and Darwin? That evil face. She shows that she drew skeletons of them buried in the ground. Like, dang. Oh, this episode, though. You already can just say that, yeah, NIE's just... For real, though. She is something else to Gumball and Darwin. And she is little. She's just still a little girl. Though, like a baby on this episode, and she is being evil at these two. Like, they didn't really do anything, but it's just funny, though, of how she's acting like this. And then, this is what really gets me, though. They go outside, and they close their eyes and count to 10. Saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And when they open their eyes, they're in the middle of the road and nearly get hit by a car. Like, this girl, God, this little girl is literally trying to, like, for real, though. NIEs, though. Like, she is just brutal. And how does she get Gumball and Darwin into the street, into interstate, or in the road? And Darwin's soul is flying away, and he's like, "Where do you think you're going?" And puts it back in him. And Anais is ripping, like, is, grabbing the chest and ripping like you would tear a heart out with her bear. And drawing, "No one loves Gumball and Darwin." And she starts crying and causes Nicole and Richard to come in and think that they did it. Anais is just, again, for being a little girl, even when she's being 4 years old, when we currently see how she is just something, though. Again, getting Gumball and Darwin in trouble, making it think that they wrote the "No one loves you, Gumball and Darwin," and ripping the bear and making her cry as well. And after they talk it out of saying that it's hard to be the not the only boys or the only kids in the house, and Anais, this is war. War does not determine who is right, only who is left. Like, for real. And they're making these stupid looking faces until we see this explosion that happens. And she literally traps Darwin in his fishbowl. But of course he can't drown because, well, he's a fish. And she literally turns the heat of the water, nearly burning. Again, she's doing even trying to blow up Gumball and Darwin with this toy. Like, this is the little girl, though. She is up there with Susie on Phineas and Ferb, though. It's like, for real. And she's even doing that evil face at Gumball and Darwin when they're eating their cereal. And bees come out of this paper bag that he's trying to blow into and gets swelled. And, yeah, they try to trap her in this box and give it, like, ugh, that face. They constantly show that evil face. And her eyes being orange as well. Like, the detail. That's what's creepy. The detail in her face of how evil it looks. Like, for real. And, again, they're just gonna leave her. Or, obviously, Anais is not in the box. They tried to trap her in the box, but, of course, we see that, obviously, she's not in the box. She's still in the playpen. And they think that Anais is being taken to the dump. So, of course, they're, gonna have to go and try to get her back, even though she's not in the box. And we see, I swear, though, this scene right here reminds me of Monsters, Inc. The scene where Sully thinks that Boo is brutally getting squished and, getting brutally squished to death, really, by the different machines, because he saw one of the eyes from her costume. This scene reminds me of it, because Gumball and Darwin think that Anais is in the cardboard box. And it's going through all these different machines, or coming towards getting crushed by these different machines. Like, literally. Even a chainsaw blade as well. And Gumball nearly falling into the fire, like you would see in Toy Story 3. But Gumball getting saved by Darwin with the claw. And, yeah, they say, "We're sorry," to Anais. And, of course, he's not in the box. Of course. And Anais just comes behind him. And it looks like she's about to push those two into the fire. Yeah, she has that sinister look on her face. Looking like she's about to push Gumball and Darwin into the fire. And, of course, they hug her. And saying that they were worried sick. Like, good grief. And they made Anais such an evil child in there. And she actually says Gumball's name and says that Gumball did it. And, yeah, this doesn't work when Richard and Nicole comes. Yeah, she's getting them two in trouble. But, again, the first episode of Season 6, like, it shows NIEs was even, crazy. Even as a little girl, like, for real. Of all the things she tried to do, blowing up Gumball and Darwin, about pushing them into the fire, like, she did everything in this, though. And then we go to the next episode, which this episode reminds me, this next episode is another good one, and kind of awkward as well. This episode reminds me of when Patrick disguised himself as a girl, to avoid getting kicked out of town. And I'm going to explain why. Which it starts with Principal Brown saying what it looks candy. But, yeah, we see all the teachers just acting crazy. And this weird thing as well in the door. And apparently it's not candy, it's a candle. And yeah, of course the kids are not in school today. And when they go home, they see this woman, this random woman, just in their house. And then when she closes the door, and then Richard comes out, and he has something on his face. And yeah, they start spying on Richard, and he was carrying a purse. He was carrying a purse out of the door as well, and he's getting like women perfume as well, like, and going into the bathroom and seeing him put on makeup, putting on some pearls, and putting on eyeliner or some eye makeup, and yeah, he is that girl. He turns himself, or he dresses as a woman. Yeah, Richard dresses as a woman. Again, the whole Patrick dressing up as a girl just so he doesn't have to get kicked out of town. At least in this episode, everybody doesn't start hitting on Richard like they did with Patrick on that episode. But yeah, Richard dressing up as a girl. I mean, that's of course a trend in cartoons where, the guys, the male characters, the boy characters, cross-dress as females. And, like The Simpsons, Looney Tunes, SpongeBob. Again, a lot of cartoons are known to do that. And, yeah, we just see, I'm just going to say Richard, obviously, because it is Richard. Just, for some reason, dressing up as a girl. Again, I was really confused with this episode when watching it. I was like, what? Why? Like, why is Richard suddenly dressing up as a girl? And he goes over to these other old ladies, and apparently they're his friends. And yeah, when we see him at the park, he talks about, again, I'm saying he because it's Richard, obviously, but Richard is saying that in his disguise that he's got a new date, and kissing somebody behind a tree, and convincing Gumball and Darwin that it looks like that this girl is cheating on Richard. Or that Richard is cheating on Nicole. Because they say the pink hands, Richard's hands, and that girl that they saw kissing behind a tree. So they think that Richard is cheating on Nicole. And of course, they're just hurt. They're broken inside and keep smashing plates. And Richard knows what to do. He dresses up as that girl again. And then that's when they realize that Richard is that girl that they saw from the beginning. And yeah, Richard is exposing himself, showing that he is not a girl, and he just wanted some adult friends, some adult friends to hang out with. And we could just see how every time he tried to have some friends to hang out with, it would end up badly. And He thought, after seeing those three walking when he saw them for the first time, he thought that, yeah, it would be really good. So, apparently, the other two girls that we saw, they're not actually girls either. It was Marvin and one of the construction workers cross-dressing as a woman as well. Like, what is going on? Like, guys having to dress up as girls. Besides Richard. And yeah, they continue to dress up as girls to hang out. To end the episode as well. Just them doing different activities. Like, I could say Season 6 is off to a strange start. But, hey, I'm excited to see how strange Season 6 is going to get. Even stranger that this season is going to get. Yeah, I'd like to know what y'all think.